Man, Shaquille O'Neal, he had Baron Davis on this podcast, and they discuss a couple of things. Well, they discuss a lot of things, but there's two things I want to point out that I thought was interesting. And I thought it'd be good for us to discuss on the show. And the first thing was Shaquille O'Neal talking about how bad the league is and why the ratings are down. And I did a show, and you can probably go back and find it. It has Adam Silver on the thumbnail, and he looks like he's a zombie because he's dying. And I think the title was "The NBA is in decline" and something like the death of the NBA, which is true. The NBA is dying, and that depiction of Walking Dead Adam Silver is basically what the league is the Walking Dead. It looks alive, but it's dead. You know, this is definitely the Walking Dead. This league is dying or already dead. It needs to be revived. And unfortunately, the things that you have to do to revive the league are probably not going to happen because the pocketbook, the purse, the wallet is growing. So the changes that they're making to destroy basketball as a product on the floor is not destroying that bottom line. And so you got a catch-22. You have a double-edged sword. You got one of those problems that, you know, you probably don't want to solve. It's kind of like those people who have a attitude problem, you know, and it needs to be, you know, it's destroying a lot of relationships, but on the other end, it's helping them to not get run over. You know, like I be one way, and that's preventing people from running over me for being too nice, but I'm scaring a lot of good people away, right? That, you know, that thing, like I don't want to get rid of this problem because it's protecting me. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is. It's just one of those things like, oh man, we know we got a problem. We know we're putting a bad product on the floor, but we're gaining so many casual fans and we're getting so much money. So like, should I care about the basketball itself if it's fake, if it's rigged, if it's a lollipop league, if we're just shooting threes and dunks, no mid-range, no posts, positions are gone. Foreigners can come over here from another league and say it's tougher over there. Like, this is supposed to be the best league in the world, but there's players coming from outside of the U.S. coming in and saying it's so easy to score here. It's harder to score in Europe. It's easy to score in the quote unquote best league in the world. It's very easy to score here. That's not a good thing. So the changes that they're making, for one person who really loves basketball and who grew up on the realest basketball that we've ever seen, which was 90s to early 2000s, that's the realest it's go get. That's the peak. You know, everything before the 90s was inclining, and it reached its peak, and it went this way, and now it's in the decline, right? But what do you do when your decline is allowing players like Jaylen Brown to sign the biggest contract in NBA history, or allowing you to get these network and advertisement deals with Amazon and networks like that for like record contract as far as, you know, the money? Like, how do you tell a businessman like Adam Silver or someone else, how do you tell them, let's change the basketball to look more like real basketball when you're bringing this money home? It's very hard to change that. So I don't think the change is going to come. They're going to try to figure out some more lollipop things to do. Like, I heard suggestion that let's extend the 3-point line back to make it harder to shoot threes. You think that's going to make people stop shooting threes? It's going to make the basketball look even worse. They're going to be shooting further threes. They still want those threes. So they're just going to keep shooting them. It's just going to look horrible. Or take the corner three away and change the arc to come in, and the corner three is worth 2 now. Because everybody know the corner three is the shortest three. So let's change the 3-point line to cut off where the corner is not part of the 3-point line anymore. You know, they're suggesting just crazy things like that. And I'm like, why we just got to keep coming up with gimmicks to make these dudes play real basketball? But anyway, let's get to what Shaq said.
It's the Rage report that said the viewership is down. Is that true?
So according to statistics that have come out from a year ago, the a number of the primetime games, that's the main way they see is they pick like season opener versus season opener. Apparently it is down in a few places. I saw you post that on your IG. Do you have a theory?
I have a theory that it's down because we're looking at the same thing. Everybody's running the same plays at the damn top of the key, dribble handoff. I was talking to a coach yesterday. He said they want to shoot 53s. But, they were trying to contemplate if I could play in this era. And it's like, yo, Shaq, we would just shoot 53s. And I was like, well, how much you want to make? We want to make about 10 or 15 of them. I was like, well, that's not going to help you win. But I think everybody's looking at the same thing. And Steph Curry and those guys messed it up. Like, I don't mind Golden State back in the day shooting threes, but every team's not a three-point shooter. So why everybody has the same strategy, I think it makes the game boring. I remember back in our day, Baron, Utah was going to run some, the Clippers were going to run some, the Lakers had the triangle, Miami had the floppy. Every team, like we had to have like an hour and a half shoot around to try to stop other team plays. Now it's everything. You switch everything. You got Victor Wembanyama guarding goddamn Donovan Mitchell at the top of the key. That ain't no good basketball. So I think viewership will continue to go down unless we switch things back up.
On that TNT opening night, there were 2 games. There were 162 threes shot in those 2 games alone.
That's crazy.
Guys like Anthony Edwards right now are shooting like 10 threes a game. They were shooting half of that last year. And when asked, what do you think about people that want you to drive to the lane? He says, F them, because this is what the coaches want. It is undoubtedly always a copycat league. And a lot of people are saying that it sounds dumb that threes are worth that much more than twos, but I think what happens is you start now drafting players for that. You start changing philosophies, and then it changes the makeup of who's playing in the NBA as well. So Baron, like, as you're hearing all that, as someone that did play the guard position, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I think, shooting a lot of threes, like, that ain't gonna work. When you look at the top team and the bottom team, the bottom team is just horrible playing the style that the top team plays. And so, that's why coaching right now is important, in the league, because as soon as you change the style, players are programmed to only shoot threes. You miss out on the one-on-one matchups, right? Everybody switching. So when you watching the game, it's like, well, it ain't no matchups, right? It ain't no matchups. It ain't no nicknames. Like, we got to get back to, like, where are the rivalries? You just coming down shooting threes. That's like it's like you ain't taking nobody to the hole. I would say with Anthony Edwards, like, I want to see him. Like, everybody was anticipating him coming into this season, taking the next level.
They all making good points. Really quick before I go on, we're at 200 likes. We got 460 watching. Let's get it up to at least 350 likes right now. So if everybody watching now just hit the like button, we'll be good. Just do that really quick. Just hit the like button. Let's get up to 350 likes really quick. This comment that's on screen, basketball was chess. Perfect comment. Because that's basically what Shaq was saying and what Baron Davis was saying. When he said that it's cookie cutter league now, everyone's running the same stuff. High screen and roll or dribble handoff at the top of the key. Drive and kick. Right? So you get your best player, give him the ball, set a screen for him, let him get downhill with a head full of steam, and he's either going to get the layup or he's going to kick it out to a three-point shooter. And that's the offense. On the defensive end, they're defending every screen by switching. That's why people think Rudy Gobert is not a good defender, is because they're switching everything and expect Rudy Gobert to stay in front of Luka Doncic for a game winner and blame him when Luka Doncic hit it. What the heck did you expect him to do at 7 foot tall, guarding someone that's as skilled as Luka Doncic? You don't put a 7 foot out there. Nobody had Shaq switching screens to guard anybody on the perimeter. Nobody had Mutombo switching screens like that. Nobody had Dwight switching screens. Hakeem probably could do it. He wasn't doing it. Why would I want my person as my rim protector to be out there switching on screens? You can involve him in the screen if you want to, but what we're going to do, depending on who your person is using that screen, is you just going to have to shoot that jump shot of that three. I'm going to go under the screen, or my guard is go over the screen, and we're going to have to defend it that way. But we definitely not switching. And then when you do get the switch, it could be a 1-5 screen and roll, and their switch, which gives the 5-man the mismatch in the post. Well, common sense tell you on a 10-foot rim, if I got a 7-footer and then he raises his hand, as his hands is at 9 foot, I only got one more foot to go for a basket. So if I'm 7 foot and I got a mouse in the house behind me, the right answer is to go in the post to that guy. Because if you go in the post as a defender, you're either going to foul him, you're going to call for a double, or you're going to let him score. And that's what I want. And then guess what you get with that? You get chess. Because if you're going to keep switching these screens and I keep taking my big man down there, you might want to expose my big man. And if they switch, you might want to get him on a ball handler and put him on skates. That's one thing. Okay, cool. But my big man is going to take whoever down low, and you're going to have to defend him. You're going to have to foul him. Now you got 1 foul. Now you got 2 fouls. Now what you going to do? 2 fouls early in the first quarter on someone that you find valuable. Now what you going to do? Now you got to play chess. Now I done made you stop switching because you can't switch anymore. Like, imagine Shaq setting a screen for Kobe at the top of the key against Philly, and imagine Mutombo switching to guard Kobe 1-on-1, and now you got Iverson on Shaq. The right answer in that scenario is that Shaq goes immediately to the post, and Kobe should throw the ball in the post to Iverson immediately. 3 option. Your best player, who is Allen Iverson, is going to foul Shaq, or he's going to call for a double, and if that double gets there fast enough, then Shaq is going to kick the ball out to the 3-point line, or a slasher who's going to be open, and you can get that 3. Or you're just going to have to give Shaq those 2 points. You don't double, and you just let Iverson just stay down there. You might even get an and one. He's going to have to move out of the way to let Shaq get a dunk. You do that 1 or 2 times, and Philadelphia would not switch again. They just can't do it. But what they're doing now is they will get that switch. They get Mutombo on Kobe, and they forcing the big man, Shaq, to go to the corner and spread the floor so the guard can go 1-on-1 with that big man. That's the way they're playing it now. It's horrible. That is freaking horrible. Right? So, yeah, NBA is so far in the decline. They're not playing smart basketball. They're not playing chess. They're all running the same offense and the same defense. Everyone's switching all screens. They're not utilizing the post or the mid-range. There's no tack. There's no off-ball screens to get shooters open. Nobody's running around screens like Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton, and Ray Allen. It's just all drive and kick. And everyone's running the same offense. Utah Jazz, screen and roll with Stockton and Malone was part of the offense, but they really was running some type of flex. Chicago, triangle offense. Don Nelson, before D'Antoni. He was the only one that was running like a spread offense, fast pace, but it wasn't everyone doing it. And they wasn't winning either. It was competitive, but it wasn't winning. The Princeton offense in Sacramento with Chris Webber and Vlade Divac, with the bigs making most of the passes from high post, low post, mid post. A lot of ball movement and a lot of movement off the ball as well. A lot of back cut, a lot of cuts and slashes to the basket, off ball screens. Beautiful offense. That was the Princeton offense. I seen when I was rooting for the Carolina Tar Heels, I seen them have a really good team, and meet Princeton in the first or second round of the tournament, and that Princeton offense slashed them up like a Christmas turkey. Right? So every team had something different that they was doing. And like Shaq said, you would have to prepare for hours, film work and on the floor, trying to prepare for this team's offense. You don't even have to practice no more because everyone's running the same thing. They're going to high screen and roll. They're going to get their best player the ball. They're going to go one-on-one, or they're going to drive and kick for a shooter. That's it. That is about all. That's all we're seeing, and that's why it's boring. That's why no one wants to watch, and that's why people are going to start jumping onto the WNBA as long as they don't change and start following the blueprint of the NBA. If the WNBA stay the way they are, they're going to get a lot of new fans every single year. And you're right, they're playing rec ball. They're playing rec ball, and in rec ball, wasn't no big man getting the ball in the post. It was all whoever your most shiftiest player was, and your best one-on-one player was just out there doing his thing, and you go get all your points off his passes, off his assists. But he's got freedom to do everything, right? I hate that offense they're doing in the NBA, where your best player has all the freedom in the world, but everyone else has to play inside of a phone booth. Like look at how Dallas plays. Luka, you can do whatever you want. You can get the ball. Everyone's going to spread the floor. You have all of the floor at your disposal, but your role players, they can only go to the corner or the arc or come set a screen for you and roll. That's all they can do. Your shooters, corner. Your second best player or your first best player in some people's eyes, Kyrie, he's on the arc, top of the key with you, because if their high screen and roll doesn't work and you can't get a pass off or a shot off, now you got to throw it to him. And he's so good at scoring that okay, you gave it to me with 5 seconds left on the shot clock. I can still get off a good shot. That's how good I am. So he comes down with the ball. His shooters, let's say, is it's Clay and who else is starter? Clay and let's just say Dinwiddie's in the game. So it's Clay and Dinwiddie corner, right? Because it gives you the most space. Whoever his big man is, Lively or Daniel Gafford, one of those. They're coming from the block to set me a screen at the top of the key. And Kyrie Irving is on the arc waiting for his turn if it doesn't work, right? So they all in the phone booth, but Luka has the whole floor at his disposal. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He can drive and go. He can wave the screen off, spread the floor, go one-on-one. If he got a favorable matchup, he can throw it in to Kyrie and then run to the post and ask for it. Like, he got all this space to work with. Everyone else is in the phone booth, right? Only thing Clay can do is catch and shoot. Only thing Gafford and Lively can do is screen and roll. Only thing Dinwiddie can do is catch and shoot now, because before Kyrie got there, Dinwiddie was playing the Kyrie role, to where I play one-on-one if what Luka's trying to do doesn't work and he throws me the ball. Now I can go one-on-one, right? And you have to get 20 in order for you to help Luka. You have to get him 25 doing that. Luka tried to do everything in his power to do 15 seconds, 15 dribbles of what he's trying to do. It doesn't work. All right, there you go, Dinwiddie. Go get a point, and you got to get 25 of those. If you get 16 and y'all lose, it's your fault. Just like they blame Kyrie when they lost to Boston, right? In the finals. He's got to get 25 or like he did with LeBron. He's got to get 25 in order for that offense to work with Luka. Luka can do whatever he wants. If it doesn't work, here, Kyrie, you got to get 25 points off of that, right? Everybody else catch and shoot or set screens, but Luka can do it all, right? So I hate that offense. It was totally different for superstars like Kobe and Michael Jordan, because it was all the freedom went to everyone else, because Michael Jordan and Kobe could absolutely play like that, and they both did at one point. MJ averaged 38 playing like that, and a lot of assists. So, but no, they decided, okay, I go into this triangle offense and I put my game in a phone booth. I get all my points inside of a phone booth and let everyone else have freedom. Scottie Pippen, point forward, he can start the offense. Tony Kukoc, point forward, he can start the offense. And you get it, the triangle offense gave everyone structure and freedom. And Michael Jordan was in the phone booth. Kobe Bryant was in the phone booth. And that was the one who was catching the ball after they ran through their progressions on the triangle offense, because the triangle offense really was trying to find shots for everyone else. It was letting Scottie Pippen create, because every point that you get from a role player is great. That's better for the team. So Michael Jordan was like, look, I know I can get 30 because I've honed my skills so well that there's not a spot on this floor that I can't score from at a high clip. There's no scenario. I don't need the ball. I can come off a screen, catch and shoot with no dribble. I can catch and shoot and take one dribble, pull up. I can catch and shoot and take 2 to 3 dribbles, pull up, or get all the way to the rim. I can go on the post if I got a mouse on me. I can spread the floor and catch and shoot from 3. If I get to the free throw line, it's cash. And then if my role players just ain't bringing it tonight, then I can say, get out of my way, give me the ball. Because that's my number one attribute. I'm a one-on-one player at heart. That's what Kobe was. That's what Mike was. I'm a one-on-one player at heart. So we're going to run the offense so y'all can get y'all. I'm showing up to the arena with 35 already. I've already got 35. As soon as I walk in, I got 35. I mean, Steve Smith said that he was playing Michael Jordan, and the first point he scored, he said 33. And he didn't know why he said that. And then the next point he scored, he said 31. And then he said by the time he got to 29, he realized he was counting backwards from what he was going to drop on him. And he said, so did he get to 0? He said, hell yeah, he did. How do you talk? What kind of trash talk is that? Where you come in and say 35 and then just count backwards every time you score, and you don't figure it out until he get to 29. It was like, oh, this man counting back. So he basically told me he go drop 35 on me. That's how good he was as an offensive player and as a scorer. When he comes to the arena, it's already 35. Run the offense, run the triangle. I need the rest of the team to get me. Can you get me 60? We get 95 points. We good. I'm getting 35 regardless. Get me 60. Now, if y'all can't get me 60, I can go and get you 45. I can go and get you 50. If it's just that type of party for me. But I'm gonna give you my 28 to 35 easy. We got that. Run that triangle offense, get your 60, 65 points. And if you can't get that, if y'all struggling, give me the ball and get out of my way. I'm going for 50. That's the type of player I want to see. Because when you play like that and you're not trying to do everything on offense, you got more energy to spend on defense. And that's why MJ was such a great defender. That's why Kobe was such a great defender. And that's why players that play like Luka and play like Harden and play like Westbrook and LeBron are such horrible defenders, because in their mind and probably in their coaching staff mind, oh man, he's doing so much on offense. It's okay if he dogs it on defense a little bit. Right. So this is crazy, man. Jalen's dad, I appreciate it, man. First time on the channel, you got a new subscriber. This is way better than that clown bozo ticket. Hey, Ticket ain't no clown though, man. That's my dog, man. Ticket's my dog. And I mean, and quite frankly, man, he kind of like the, he kind of like, and you can say he's kind of like the Michael Jordan of this sports YouTube thing, man. So that's my dog, man. Shout out to Ticket. But thank you to you as well for the sub, brother. I appreciate that. But this is what I'm gonna do. I've been talking long enough. Y'all can call in and let me know. I mean, what y'all think about what Shaq said and what Baron Davis said and this decline that we're seeing in the NBA. I mean, are y'all noticing how routine and how mundane and how cookie cutter the league has become as far as the offense they run and all of that stuff, man? Y'all let me know what y'all think. Jules from Chi-Town, what's good, brother? Jules. Oh man, I lost you. Jules from Chi-Town, can you hear me?
What's up, baby?
What's up? What's good,
What's up,
bro?
baby?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead. What's your thoughts?
I just agreed with everything you said, bro. The alpha players, man, they don't need to. They play off the ball, bro. You hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. The alphas play off the ball.
Yeah.
What we watching now is trash. Back then, the Milwaukee Bucks with Terry Cummings and Moncrief, they had a different offense from Boston. Boston had a different offense from that wild offense they had in Denver back then with what was his name, Westfield, and it was different from the Lakers, man. Everybody, like you said, everybody had to prepare for everybody else's offense, bro. It's not like that now. You said cookie cutter. That is the perfect thing because that's what they do in the NFL. It's a copycat league now, bro. You hit it on the head, man.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad that like everybody can see it, but the right people aren't. The people that can do something about it don't want to do nothing about it, and that's what's pissing me off, man. I'm like, I know Adam Silver can see the writing on the wall, man, but every time he tries to think of a solution, it's always some Mickey Mouse solution, man.
Yeah, man, that playing tournament is trash, man. I mean, I don't get it, bro. I mean, I hate it. The worst thing that happened to David Stern left, bro, because like you said, every team, like you was talking about the triangle, right? The triangle was built for Chris Passon to get to the open man. But like you said, if that wasn't working, Michael could go and get them buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's trash now. Like I told y'all a long time ago when we was talking, the last All-Star game I watched was Kobe's last All-Star game in 2016 because that was the last competitive one.
Yep.
This league is truly not competitive. You know what I'm saying? They call dudes two-way players now. They didn't call them that back in the day because everybody played damn defense.
Yeah. Mostly everybody. If you know what I'm saying,
yeah, mostly
at least you try. If you weren't good at defense, it wasn't because you had an excuse not to play it.
Right. It wasn't because they just wasn't playing defense.
Yeah.
You had some cats that was trash on defense, but it wasn't for the lack of trying.
Correct.
These days, cats like I done seen LeBron standing in the lane just watching a cat go to the rim, and he, you know how you put his hands up like by his shoulder and kind of rub down, like keep like, man, what is he doing, dude?
And then he'll do something like that in the game, and you got JJ Redick glazing him in the post game saying no one gave effort except the 40-year-old.
Right.
Are you serious,
man? Like
come on.
I mean,
man.
we can go through all the teams in the 90s, bro, and they all had dudes that played off the ball pretty much. That was alphas. They didn't need the ball in their hand 24/7. Well, what about Magic? Damn it, he was the point guard. Okay?
Correct.
I mean, I hear arguments like that. Well, what about Magic? Or what about Isaiah? Man, Isaiah didn't bring the ball up every time. Joe Dumars was a damn good point guard, even though he played the two.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you said, man, it's
But look, even if they did bring the ball up every time, you know, that's what point guards did. That's what Stockton did. Like, is my job to make sure the offense is ran properly.
Right.
A turnover is it can't happen, and we have to get a good shot in this offense. And I gotta make sure the right people get the ball. Right. But now the guys that are bringing the ball up are the ones saying, I'm calling my own. Like, I'm not bringing it up to actually run the offense. I'm bringing it up because I am the offense.
Right.
Yeah, I am the offense.
Grounded.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. If you go bring it up and then go one-on-one, that's just dumb.
Exactly. Now, I know you got other calls, so I'm going to land my plane, but I would just say this. I miss the old days of the point guard bringing it up and dumping it down low to an actual big man and initiating the offense, man.
Yep. And the only way that's gonna come back if they bring back physical defense, because if the defense is very physical, a lot of point guards will turn the ball over. A lot of guards on the wing that's doing a lot of dribbling will turn the ball over because they're allowing maximum contact on the dribble.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
so actually throwing
Yes.
the ball in the post to a 7-footer that you can't push around was like a safety
Right.
valve for wing players.
Mhm.
Like I would get hand checked and zigzag and walk and snake myself up the court all the way in half court. That's why 10 seconds was the rule. Now they made it 8, but I got 10 seconds to get up the court because you're gonna allow someone like Derek Harper to put his hands on me while I'm dribbling, and I'm trying not to turn the ball over, right? And then when I get past half court, that I'm almost in no man's land. A trap can come easily. So what I do is immediately throw the ball to the wing because he can catch the ball with no dribble and have a live dribble and just give me a triple threat, and then the post guy is right there for me to throw the entry pass in. Well, they're not doing it, but they're not doing it no more because the defense is weak.
Right. And another thing I noticed back in the day on the fast break, the Cats was trying, if it was 2-on-1 or 3-on-1 or 3-on-2, they was trying to get to the bucket. But if they got cut off, that secondary break, somebody coming up to the 3-point line, that's when you shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And another thing, what would you think if they took the defensive and offensive 3-second off and let it be like the old school? Would you think that'd be better or would it be worse?
It'll be better, but they have to do that with also bringing back real
hand
defense.
checking.
Yeah, something close to hand checking. Bring the arm bar back. You know what I mean? So
at least the arm bar, right?
Yeah. Let me put my hands on you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what? Curry not gonna be able to shoot as many as threes as he did in the wild west era with just a little man just walking around and a big man is scared of him. Like, what happened to Giants being able to put fear in somebody like Steph Curry? Like these dudes.
Exactly. Now let me end. I don't want, like I said, I know you got other callers, but I was watching this brother, a YouTuber, doing a Michael Jordan reaction to his historic mixtape, right? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and he was watching it and he paused it and he was like, yeah, I get what they're saying about LeBron. He 250, he a train. But look at Jordan, dog. He was going through contact and going over cats. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was going through and over motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was when the contact was in. And that's what he was saying. That's what made Jordan in that era different from these boys. Because it wasn't just Jordan. I used to see Dominique Wilkins going over big through the contact. Okay? Like, man, dude, it's so different now. And it's so weak now. And it's like, the viewership is down because the real heads is finally starting to notice that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, man. But yeah, Jules, man, it was good. It was good to hear you on the call again, man. It's been a minute since you called in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I took a break after I kind of went off on your live that one time, and y'all was like, "Damn, I didn't want to." So, I had to clean that up. But
you ain't gotta take no breaks, big dog. You always welcome.
Oh,
here,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I try to call Mo, brother. Y'all have a good one, man.
Right,
everybody check out Man Down Sports.
All right, easy. All right, let's get 1 or 2 more calls. Where we at with the likes? Let me see. Where we at with the likes? Y'all be cheating me on them likes, man. 254, man. Y'all come on, man. 350. That's what we're trying to get at. 350, man. 350 likes. 350 likes. Let's get to 350, y'all. Caller from Ohio. This will be the last call until we get to 350 likes, man. Caller from Ohio, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's popping?
Hey, man, love your topic today, man. Love your show. Glad I was able to catch you live today.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad you called in. What's popping? What's your thoughts on the topic?
Oh man, so many, man. Your observation, your analogy of Mutombo and Iverson versus Kobe and Shaq.
Right.
Listen, people get so caught up that 3 is more than 2. It always is, right? But 2 is more than 0.
Correct. And anything in the post with a mismatch is going to get you a foul. I'd rather have the 2 points and a foul on the best player from the opposing team than having that 3. Because if I foul that player out, or that remember when you used to watch playoff games and you used to be like, oh man, Chris Webber got 3 fouls trying to guard Shaq. He on the bench. Now that was a strategy to beat Sacramento. Like you have to guard Shaq.
Right.
I'm going to find a way where you can be on Shaq and you're going to foul him and you're going to get 2 early fouls in the first quarter. And instead of you playing 10 minutes in the first quarter, you're playing 6.
Man, listen,
Advantage Lakers.
Advantage Lakers every time. The game's so analytical now, but I don't know if they have or if they do, but they don't track that. Missed post entries versus 1 versus 5. They need to start tracking that. It's so analytical. Let's track that because 2 is more than 0.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So I had an idea. I know it's far-fetched as far as what the NBA can do, but I just wanted to ask, do you still play?
Nah, I ain't playing in like maybe a year. I ain't playing in like a year, yeah. But I can get back there. I'm still I mean, my knees ain't bad or nothing like that. I just got an issue with my ankle. But my knees are straight. I probably got to get my cardio back up. But nah, when I will say this though, when I did play last year, so I'm not a big guard. I'm only like 5'9", 5'10" right. I'm not a big guard, but for some reason I developed a really good mid post and low post game. Like really like you know, I get a lot of points down there, right? So and I think it was because I used to watch a lot of Hakeem. And yes. I remember when I was probably, I want to say I was probably 12. And I remember like one summer, I wasn't good enough to play with the friends that I had that was like a year above me. And I used to play with their little brothers. Like, you know, while they was on the big courts, I would be playing with their little brothers on the small court. And they were smaller than me. And I used to always post them up and act like I was a king. So I developed a really nice fadeaway. And then when I really got good and got better than everybody, or at least on that level, I still had that post game. But anyway, I say this. I'm in the post and I got a mouse in the house. I got a dude that's on me like 5'6", little baby body. And I'm a grown man, so I already know my grown man. I already know what it is. And I'm in the post, but I got this dude sealed and everything. And these dudes would not throw the ball down there. They just kept shooting threes. You know, in his pickup, like you don't know nobody. You know, I just pop up at the gym. You know, I get on the team and they just don't know how to play basketball. I'm like, this is unreal. I can't play with these young dudes.
Look. So my son, he's 4. I'm 34, right? I'm 34. I'm making it my business to be able to still go and play so I can show him how to play basketball. You know, because I'm grandfathered into hand check. I still hand check. I'm out there playing, but that was the way I was brought up. I'm pressing full court still.
Yeah,
because that's how we were taught to play.
Yeah,
that's how we were taught to play. So, man, if anybody from our generation can still play, man, please do, because we need it out here just for the love of the game, man.
For the love of basketball. They really need us to coach. That's what they really need.
Oh, badly. But let me throw this out to you. My idea how to fix the NBA. It probably will never happen, but I think it would be great. So you remember, and I recently just found out they changed this in baseball, but baseball had 2 leagues, you know, the NL and the AL. And the NL had the pitchers would hit, right? And the AL had the DH. So what I'm thinking what would be great for basketball is if the East and West were ref differently. Say the East was ref with 90s rules and the West is ref with current rules. So now everyone's getting the basketball that they would like. So when you had the 2 teams face each other, you'll play by the home team's rules. So now we're actually seeing the basketball, right? And now you'll have teams that are being built to win by whatever conference they're in. I think that would be amazing for basketball.
Bro, first of all, I've never heard that before. I don't think I've ever would have thought of it, but that's not a bad idea at all. Like, that wouldn't be my number one idea, because my number one idea is just to go back to the old rules overall.
Exactly. That's ideal. That's ideal.
But if you want to split the baby, that's probably the second best idea right there. Like,
Come on, man, bring it.
Because that's gonna spark a whole lot of conversation too. You're in the playoffs and be like, oh man, how's Steph going to handle this physicality? How you gonna handle this physicality going back to whatever home team that they're gonna be playing that's gonna be playing that 90 style. Like, how does that go affect Golden State? And then that might bring some. Yeah, that I like that idea. I still think it's number 2 though.
Yeah, for sure. I agree, but I'm just thinking of something that everyone can agree on, right? So now you'll have teams. You'll have to have a center on your team.
Correct.
If you're on the West, you'll have to have a center on your team that can play somebody on the East when you meet them.
Yeah.
And vice versa, you'll have to have a stretch 4 or a stretch 5 to play somebody on the West.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I'm gonna throw it out there. Like I said, I love your show, man. I was glad I was able to catch you live. And man, just keep doing what you do, man. But I think that might be able to go, man, because then you satisfying the old head, right? And you satisfying the young head, the young boys, the young bulls, and then you can go head to head, man. You can't beat it.
There you go. Yeah, man. I appreciate the call, man. Hopefully you
sir.
man. Hopefully you already hit the like button because we're struggling with likes right now. We can't even.
Man, it's already there. It's already there.
All right, babe. I appreciate it, man. Thanks.